Like, share, and subscribe. Or follow.
Oh my god, it's not been Mark.
Whispers from the sea. Irina walked along the beach, kicking rocks and throwing shells back into the sea. Her demeanor made it obvious that she was in a funk, and not the fun, musical kind. It was a good thing she was alone on the beach that early, foggy January morning. She didn't have an excuse for her mood. Her cat didn't die. She didn't break up with her boyfriend. She didn't have a boyfriend from whom to split. Her life was just blah. She was 32, worked in the same job for the past 12 years, and went home to the same apartment every night, where she reheated leftovers and watched the same shows. Irina was sure she was hallucinating when she heard a whisper from the sea. Buy a lottery ticket. What? Who's there? She looked around, but saw no one. More spooked than she wanted to admit to herself, she power-walked back to her car. Irina drove home, but not directly home. She stopped at a gas station and bought a lottery ticket. It wasn't anything fancy. She just got a $2 scratcher. She felt silly and bought a bottle of water in an attempt to convince herself that she went in for water and incidentally bought the scratcher. To further her attempted delusion, she didn't scratch it there. She shoved it in her purse, sure she would forget about it. She didn't. When she got home, she showered, had coffee, and got ready for work. That damned ticket was on her mind the entire time. Before leaving, she pulled the ticket out of her purse, scrounged for a coin, but settled for a key, and scratched the ticket. She won $5. She thought. Maybe things were looking up. Lacey often walked along the beach, just out of the ocean's reach, to clear her mind. She spoke to herself when there was no one around. How can I know if Braden likes me? He's so cute and popular. Why would he like me? Don't worry. Braden likes you. Talk to him, whispered an ethereal voice. What? Who's there? Braden's shy. You have to ask him out. The next day at school, Lacey asked Braden to the winter dance. He accepted, and later confided that he had a secret crush on Lacey. Vanessa, you're not fat. Kylie tried to convince her best friend that she didn't need weight loss drugs. Dominic hasn't wanted to have sex in like 3 weeks. Dominic smokes a lot of weed. You're lucky he remembers your name. I know, but weed's supposed to enhance sex. Not if he falls asleep before he gets it up. Or if he can't get it up because I'm too fat. Blobby Bobby is fat. You're gorgeous. I'm gross. Your boyfriend thinks you're hot, even if you hate your body, the sea whispered. What the hell? Was that you? No. Was it you? No. We should go. Yeah. Melissa read the text she typed to her ex. The pain engulfed her. She couldn't live without Cassie. She couldn't be alone. Melissa would show her how much she meant to her. She would make Cassie see. Some people are only in your life for a season. Melissa looked for the speaker, then up to the sky. God? You're young. You'll find someone. Someone better. Melissa sobbed as she deleted the threat to hurt herself. We should go. It's getting dark. Yeah, I need to pick up the kids from their various activities anyway. You better hurry. Tyler expects dinner when he gets home from the bar. Shut up. He works hard. The least I can do is cook dinner. Vicky grabbed Allie's arm and pulled up her sleeve. Is he hitting you again? No, I tripped. Allie looked away from Vicky's intense stare. I swear. Don't let him get away with it. Leave him if he hits you. A whispered voice inserted into the conversation. He'll never change. How did you do that? It wasn't me, I swear. Let's go. Yeah. Dominic and Cole sat in the sand, smoking marijuana. Dude, bruh, you have to get Vanessa to hook me up with Kylie. Bruh, dude, Kylie hates me. I'm sure by, osmosis, she hates you too. Oof. I think Van's mad at me anyway. She hasn't given me a David Blowie in, forever. A whispered voice penetrated the haze in which Dominic and Cole surrounded themselves. Compliment Vanessa more. Tell her how hot she looks. The pair looked at each other and simultaneously oozed out. Bruh! Devolving into laughter. Lena stared at her phone as it rang again. She refused to answer as the word Dad flashed on her phone's screen. Lena's father couldn't accept her lifestyle choice when she came out as a lesbian. They hadn't spoken since her father refused to attend her wedding or accept her wife. The third time her phone rang, a voice whispered, "Answer it. You won't regret it." She answered the phone. Her father apologized. He had reconsidered the prejudices that society and religion had imbued in his conscious and subconscious. He hadn't completely changed his mind. The Bible said homosexuality was wrong. The Bible was the Lord's word, and therefore infallible. Still, he loved his daughter and wanted to make amends. Lena accepted her father's olive branch, his term. They began to speak regularly. Even though her sexuality remained a taboo topic, Lena was happy to have her father in her life again, and her father was happy to have his daughter in his life again. She knew he was slowly coming around, and would accept the entirety of who she was, one day. Lena also knew that it was up to her to meet him halfway. She couldn't expect him to accept her and her beliefs if she didn't accept him and his. After 2 months, she would never hear his voice again. He was driving on a windy road, late at night, in a storm, when another driver lost control of his car and ran him off the road. Bobby was tired of being called Blobby. Others tried to shame shamers by invoking newspeak buzzwords like body shaming. You're supposed to say enormous, not fat. It's more inclusive and accessible. Of course, there are the equally hateful people who shame one for losing weight and trying to be healthier. Only the most feeble-minded people allow social media's hive mind to control them. For better or worse, humans are humans. Cruelty runs in our DNA. Even when people weren't making fun of her weight or taunting her for making healthier choices, there was still a sense that she was the fat girl. Under it all remained the fact that she wasn't healthy. Bobby sat alone on the beach, eating the lunch she bought at McDonald's and staring out to sea. She hated being a cause as much as she hated being teased. More than either of those, Bobby hated her body and herself. She wondered aloud to the sea about her affinity for depression eating and struggles to lose weight. The sea whispered back, "Healthy food can be delicious. You don't have to It's so cheap and easy, though. Your health is too valuable to give it the discount treatment. Bobby went home, cleaned out her refrigerator and cabinets, donated the food, and restocked with healthier options. She started exercising. Within 6 months, Bobby lost 42 pounds. People noticed. She overheard fewer people calling her Blobby, and Bobby had a new, positive outlook on life. She knew she still had work to do, and a lifetime of maintenance ahead of her. But Bobby was proud of the new, transforming woman she saw in the mirror. My dad said sex worker last night instead of whore or prostitute, said Becky. My parents said unhoused. I didn't even have to correct them, said Monica. We are really making a difference, Monica. Changing words doesn't change reality, a whisper said. What was that, Becky? I don't know. It sounded like it came from the ocean. You're just annoying people with your virtue signaling, the whisper continued, unimpeded by the girl's chatter. Earl lay on a blanket in the sand. He checked his phone every minute or so. He glanced up at the bluffs even more often. A whisper seemed to float in on the waves. She takes you for granted. No, she's just late. She's always late. She wouldn't treat you this way if she really loved you. No, she loves me. She just... Where is she? Earl stared up toward the bluffs for a few seconds. You're right. He stood up, yanked the blanket off the sand, shook it out, and tucked it into his backpack. The next day, he returned the engagement ring he bought for Lucy and moved out of their apartment. Alex had been running on the beach since he started getting ready for futsal. Running in sand made running on the field a breeze. He usually had in his earbuds, but he forgot them that day. He halted when he heard a strange whisper coming from the sea. Your father raped your mother. What? Who said that? Who's there? She was forced to marry him. What? Alex scanned his surroundings, but found no one. He rushed home to confront his dad. He waited, staring at the door, until his dad got off work. Hey, Al. You raped Mom! What? What are you talking about? She had to marry you because you raped her. What? That doesn't even make sense. Did you kill her too? Your mom died of cancer. Rape cancer? What? What are you talking about? I know the truth. Where did you get this nonsense? The ocean told me, Alex said before storming out, slamming the door behind him. Alex returned to the beach, where he live-streamed a rambling, incoherent video about the atrocities his father committed. His father lost his job and had to move to another town. The two never spoke again. Pedro was excited. He called everyone he knew. Lisa kicked him out of the house because he was pacing while he was on the phone, so he went to the beach, even though it was a cold January afternoon. He didn't want to do a mass post on social media. He wanted to tell everyone individually, so he could share his excitement and enjoy their reactions. He walked along the coastline as he called parents, siblings, cousins, friends, co-workers, and acquaintances. He even called his third-grade teacher, whose number he had for some reason he couldn't even remember. He called exes just because he still had their numbers and wanted to continue telling people. After he hung up with a girl whose number he got at a coffee shop, but with whom he never even went on a date, she didn't remember him. He finally put away his phone. He still had 3% battery, if he could think of anyone else to call. Pedro looked out to the ocean and yelled to the sea, "I'm going to be a father!" As a third-generation American, English was his dominant language. The sea whispered back, "No, you're not. The baby's not yours. Your wife has been cheating on you." As Pedro stared at the sea, the building excitement that he couldn't get out transmogrified into an anger that grew inside him. His breath was hard and heavy for the entire drive home. Every conversation he had just had ran through his mind. He was going to have to tell them that the baby wasn't really his, because his cheap puta of a wife spread her pinche panocha for anybody who wanted some. He was going to be humiliated in front of every one of them, individually. Upon arriving home, he threw open the door and slammed it behind him. "Lisa!" "Pedro? What are you doing? What's wrong?" "Who is he?" "Who? What are you talking about?" "The pinche pendejo you've been cheating on me with." "I'm not cheating on you. Who told you I was cheating?" "Don't lie to me. Don't you lie to me. You're tearing me apart, Lisa." "I'm not. You have to believe." Rage coursed through his veins. Pedro struck her. He jumped on her and kept punching her and punching her and punching her. 6 weeks later, the police knocked on Christoph Wilkinson's apartment door. They served him with a search warrant. They found the waterproof microphone and speaker he buried in the sand, and the camera he used to make the videos he posted on TikTok. His popular Hard Truth channel specialized in telling people truths, or truths, that they needed to hear. The early uplifting videos weren't very popular. No one knew how they turned out. It wasn't until Chris got darker with his stories, and people could see the anger he evoked in people, that they really took off. The police arrested him for his role in Lisa Cortez's murder. The Guy with Charlie Productions.
Oh, Charlie, Charlie.
It's the chicka chicka chuck, y'all. The chicka chuck, y'all. The chickity 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 chuck, y'all. Delightful.
Delightful.
The police arrested him for his role in Lisa Cortez's murder. McDonald's sued him for slander.